Well, Mary, this one got past me. I just saw this one today, and I have to tell you, I gotta congratulate you. This was the funniest one I've seen in a while. So we're gonna watch a little bit of it together because I just can't wait to tell you what I think. You know, I love telling you what I think, and I know you just love hearing it. So get ready.
Kathy actually brought all of this on herself. You know, if you wanted me to be silent, maybe you should have read the will way back when you had the chance to do right by me.
Okay, we're gonna watch your lips move with no sound coming out because I think it's more effective that way. But I want to tell you first of all, I should have what? You know, I didn't have. There was no will. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that. I mean, how many times you got to get on the short bus to figure it out. But there was not one. And what there was, I'm gonna tell you this just so I don't gotta. I'm not gonna ever repeat it again. So I hope to God you're listening with your pug face. The anything was that was left, which was given to one, and it wasn't you, and it wasn't me, but I was a part of it. But you were not in it, so you just need to kind of shut up about it because I didn't have a say in it. I didn't have a say in it, and later on I'll show you just how much it was because I'm feeling pretty damn vindictive and mean, and I'll be more than happy to do that. But I'm sure you won't figure out that there was taxes to be paid, and that was $100,000. You don't have enough sense to figure out this stuff. You ain't even got enough sense to figure out that you owe 20-some dollars a month in rent. You ain't even got enough sense to give it to the man. So I don't know why you would even think to know anything. So let me go. And I want to know one thing. Well, let me go back because I just can't remember. See, I'm getting my memories going, and when you talk, it just really goes. It just goes right out of my head, right like my brain's is oozing out all over the place. Yeah, that's it right there, isn't that special? Let's hear that. Oh, I muted you. Hang on a minute. Watching those
Be
lips.
silent.
Oh, let me
Maybe
see.
you should have read the
Okay.
will way
Oh,
back
I
when
gotta
you
go
had the
back
chance
because.
to do right by me. You chose to tell me to figure it out. Well, I'm figuring it out, Kathy. I'm figuring it out loud and publicly and to as many fucking people as will listen.
Oh, excuse me. Don't cuss in my house. Don't use that word in my house no more now, Mary. Now, I did tell you to figure it out because you ought to been you were pretty big on running that mouth. You should have been able to figure it out. You know what I mean? You letting flies fly out of that mouth sucker. Look at you. I want you to take a good look at your face. All right, you don't even need to hear it. Just look at it. If I can keep my hands from shaking. But I want to know what kind of mess I'm in because I ain't getting no mess and I ain't got nothing to worry about. I mean, I guess you understand that, but I don't. I mean, I haven't got myself in any kind of mess. You seem to have yourself in one, and that's your problem. That's you, not me. You know, there was something else I really thought was so cute. I mean, I don't. You know, you thought that you just had me soaked to the point that I was gonna be crying and carrying on. No, Mary, because see, I know how to turn everything off. Like you know. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you, somebody. I guess it's somebody. Like she told me to. I probably should go back to baking cookies and leave you alone. I just want to let them know publicly that I not only can bake cookies, but I can bake cakes and pies. I can wash the dishes and mop the floor and talk on the phone and make videos about you every once in a while when I'm feeling up to it. And I can sweep and mop and take care of children, wash clothes. And you know what? I even held a job, a full-time job at that. And my house was clean. So don't you bake cookies? I love baking cookies. And, no, I prefer cakes, cupcakes to be exact. But that so they don't need to worry about that. If they want to know something, they need to learn something. They need to get some knowledge. You do too, because your lack of knowledge is ridiculous. That's why you're in the mess you're in. You're the one that created this for yourself. I didn't. And in the other video, you were trying to say, well, if you would have read the will, if you hadn't fucked me over, oh, and I said that word in my house, but hey, it's my house, I can say it. You know, nobody messed you over, Mary. You did that yourself when you did my grandmother wrong. Your grandmother wrong, my mother. You did her wrong and dirty, and she got even with you. She was like that, and if you didn't know it, then you a damn fool. If you thought that you could do her any way you wanted to and her give you anything you want, after she's gone, well, you probably didn't know her very well, but I did. And that's why I was always straight up and honest with her about pretty much everything. Now, sometimes I didn't, but I tell you what, 99% I was. I didn't just kiss butt for anything. You the only little greedy hound in the group. You the only one. That's you. You know, the decisions were made by the one that had control over the entire the money. That wasn't you. And she could do whatever the hell she wanted to. And she did. And I witnessed it. So get over it. You're lucky you got what you got. And you were left in a full condo. You could have did anything you wanted with it because none of us went back. None of us was going to take anything out after your nasty ass was on it. And having just all you had a farm going on in there. I don't know what you were doing with those poor animals, but whatever it was, I'm sure it wasn't legal. So you need to keep your mouth shut. You should have thought about that before you put my daughter's name in your mouth, and you should have thought about that before you trashed my family. You should have thought about that before you messed up trashing my mother's legacy. And that's right, a legacy that you do not have. Your brother didn't have, because a legacy is more than just living. It's more than just having breath in a body. A legacy is something you leave behind and give. You haven't done that at all, period. You never will. Because you are what you are, and that's it. And I realize now you ain't never going to change. You are not even as important as a trash can. Do you know that? A trash can has more benefit than you do. You're a waste of space. You're not even beneficial as a trash can. You are a walking, talking Dixie dump is what you are. You the city dump, girl. You Los Angeles city dump. So enjoy, okay? Because you ain't getting to me like that. And don't think that you gonna do me any favors. Isn't that what you were saying? You just being kind. You ain't never been kind a day in your life since birth. So don't even try. You about as kind. I won't even say it because I'd cuss in my house, and I don't want to do that because, you know, it's just not proper and all. But anyway, you just go ahead and get you some little small bites and try not to choke, okay, with that pug face. I hear pugs have a little trouble with chewing and swallowing, and you probably gonna choke if you're not careful.